Have you ever stopped to think about how the seemingly insignificant decisions you make today could shape the quality of your life tomorrow or even in the years ahead? It's easy to brush off small choices as inconsequential, but as we get older, we begin to see the far-reaching effects of our actions, or in some cases, our inactions. What we often fail to recognize is that these everyday decisions accumulate over time, subtly influencing the course of our lives. From how we treat our bodies and our minds to the people we trust, these choices hold far greater weight than we might initially think. Blindly trusting the wrong people. Trust is the bedrock of all relationships. Whether it's in friendships, family dynamics, or professional partnerships, we rely on trust to form meaningful bonds. When we're young, we tend to offer our trust freely, believing that the people around us share our values and have our best interests at heart. But as we grow older, we begin to realize that not everyone who enters our life is there for the right reasons. As we age, the stakes of blind trust are much higher. We may find ourselves more vulnerable to exploitation. This vulnerability is not only emotional but also financial. In fact, one of the most common traps that older adults fall into is trusting the wrong people with their finances or personal affairs. Family members, friends, and even caregivers can sometimes take advantage of someone's goodwill, whether intentionally or unintentionally, leaving them with devastating consequences. Imagine the gut-wrenching realization that someone you've known for years has been taking advantage of your trust, manipulating your finances or your emotions. This could be a family member who has been draining your savings, or a so-called friend who has been exploiting your generosity. The emotional toll of such betrayal is immeasurable. It's not just the financial loss, but the deep sense of betrayal that can accompany it. The very people you once considered your closest allies are the ones who've caused you harm. This betrayal is even more painful because it strikes at the heart of the trust you've built up over the years. It's easy to overlook signs of manipulation or deceit, but as we age, we must sharpen our awareness. Neglecting your physical and mental health. As we get older, we become more aware of the physical changes that come with aging. Stiff joints, memory lapses, and general fatigue are all part of the natural aging process. But the real danger lies in how we respond to these changes. Many people dismiss the early warning signs of discomfort or stress, assuming that these issues will resolve themselves over time. The truth is, neglecting your physical and mental health in the earlier years of life can have long-term repercussions, and the consequences of this neglect become painfully evident as we age. The body, like any machine, requires regular maintenance. When we ignore our health, whether it's brushing off persistent aches, avoiding exercise, or neglecting to address emotional distress, we are essentially sabotaging our future quality of life. The body is resilient, but it has its limits. If we don't pay attention to the signals it's sending us, we risk developing chronic conditions that could have been avoided with a little care and attention. One of the most common pitfalls people fall into is neglecting their physical health. As we age, our joints stiffen, our muscles weaken, and our reflexes slow. It's easy to dismiss these changes as just part of getting older, but the reality is that small issues left unchecked can become debilitating. For example, ignoring back pain or persistent headaches can lead to long-term discomfort or even permanent injury. The consequences of not addressing physical health can range from losing your ability to move freely to becoming reliant on others for basic tasks. This loss of independence can have a profound emotional impact, affecting your overall quality of life. Additionally, neglecting exercise and a healthy diet can lead to conditions like obesity, heart disease, and diabetes, which are not only physically limiting but emotionally draining as well. Mental health. The hidden struggle. But it's not just physical health that deserves our attention. Mental health is equally crucial, yet it's often the most neglected. As we age, the risk of mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline increases. These challenges can have a deep and lasting impact on our emotional well-being. Ignoring mental health struggles can lead to feelings of isolation, hopelessness, and even cognitive deterioration. Maintaining mental health requires regular engagement and self-care. Just as you would exercise your body, you need to exercise your mind. Engaging in intellectually stimulating activities, connecting with loved ones, and seeking professional help when needed are essential for keeping your mind sharp and your emotions balanced. Unfortunately, many people dismiss the importance of mental health, not realizing that neglecting it can lead to a downward spiral that is hard to reverse. How to avoid this mistake? Prioritizing self-care. The good news is that it's never too late to start taking care of your health. Whether it's taking daily walks, incorporating strength training into your routine, or simply eating a balanced diet, every step you take toward improving your physical health will pay dividends in the future. The same goes for mental health. Take time to engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Reach out to friends, join social clubs, or simply spend time in nature. Don't wait for a wake-up call. Your body and mind are the most valuable assets you have, and caring for them now ensures that you can continue enjoying life to the fullest as you grow older. The small decisions you make today, like taking a walk instead of sitting on the couch, will help you preserve your independence, your happiness, and your ability to engage with the world around you. Ignoring sexual life and committing excesses. In a world where the pursuit of health and happiness is often the focus of our attention, one crucial aspect of our well-being can easily be neglected, especially as we grow older: our sexual health and intimacy. This is a topic that many people, young and old alike, shy away from, particularly as they enter their later years. While the connection between aging and physical decline is well known, the relationship between aging and sexuality is often minimized, if not completely ignored. In fact, sexual well-being is one of the most profound yet underappreciated aspects of our physical, emotional, and psychological health as we age. It is important to understand that our sexual health doesn't cease to be relevant with age. Unfortunately, society has long perpetuated a stigma around sexuality in older adults, and many are led to believe that once they reach a certain age, their sexual lives are over or should be relegated to the back burner. This belief is not only outdated, but harmful. Ignoring this important aspect of life can result in a host of unintended consequences for individuals and couples, both physically and emotionally. Sexuality, often reduced to mere physical interactions, is actually an intricate part of our identity. It is an essential component of our emotional and psychological well-being that contributes to our overall happiness and quality of life. For older adults, particularly those who experience age-related changes in their body, the experience of sexuality becomes intertwined with their sense of self-worth, connection, and intimacy with their partner. Sexual intimacy can provide individuals with a sense of vitality, joy, and deep connection that they otherwise might not experience in its absence. When this aspect of life is ignored or dismissed, people can face not only diminished joy, but also a decrease in self-esteem and a sense of emotional isolation. The physical and emotional implications of ignoring sexual health. As we age, our bodies naturally go through various changes. In women, for example, menopause can bring about changes in hormone levels that affect the vaginal walls, leading to dryness, reduced elasticity, and discomfort during sexual intercourse. In men, erectile dysfunction may become more prevalent due to declining testosterone levels and other age-related health conditions. These physical changes, while often inconvenient or even frustrating, do not have to signify the end of a fulfilling sexual life. Rather, they serve as a reminder that there are steps individuals can take to maintain and nurture their sexual health. However, when these changes are ignored or accepted without seeking advice or treatment, they can lead to feelings of frustration, sadness, and confusion about one's body. The emotional implications of neglecting sexual health can be even more far-reaching. People who experience a loss of sexual intimacy may begin to feel disconnected from their partners. Over time, this can erode the emotional bond and lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation. Sexuality is a way of expressing love, desire, and affection. When this form of expression is no longer available or actively nurtured, it can create a void in relationships that may lead to dissatisfaction and emotional withdrawal. Moreover, the stigma surrounding aging and sexuality often prevents individuals from seeking help or having open conversations about their needs and desires. This can result in confusion and even shame, particularly for those who feel that they are too old to want or enjoy sexual intimacy. The importance of communication in maintaining sexual health. One of the most important elements in addressing sexual well-being as we age is communication. Couples must open a dialogue about their changing sexual needs and desires, rather than letting them go unspoken. By acknowledging that their sexual relationship may evolve over time and being open to exploring new forms of intimacy, couples can maintain a deep, fulfilling connection throughout the aging process. This might include discussing and experimenting with different forms of physical touch, exploring sensuality beyond traditional intercourse, or seeking medical advice for erectile dysfunction or other related issues. For some, the idea of talking about sex with a partner or even a healthcare provider can feel awkward or uncomfortable. However, this discomfort is often due to the societal taboo surrounding aging and sexuality. As a result, people may not seek help when faced with challenges like decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, or vaginal dryness. The key to overcoming this hesitation is to recognize that sexual health, just like any other aspect of health, deserves attention and care. By opening up the lines of communication, individuals can seek out solutions and ensure that they continue to experience a fulfilling and satisfying sexual life as they age. Medical solutions and alternative therapies. Thankfully, many of the physical challenges that come with aging can be addressed through medical treatments, therapies, and lifestyle changes. For example, hormonal treatments such as estrogen therapy for women and testosterone therapy for men can help restore hormonal balance and alleviate symptoms of menopause or andropause. For men experiencing erectile dysfunction, medications such as sildenafil, Viagra, or tadalafil, Cialis, have proven to be effective in restoring sexual function in many cases. Additionally, lubricants and vaginal moisturizers can significantly improve the comfort of sexual intercourse for women experiencing vaginal dryness. Pelvic floor exercises, also known as Kegel exercises, are another option that can help improve sexual function by strengthening the muscles responsible for sexual pleasure. These exercises can be performed at home and may enhance arousal and orgasmic potential by improving blood flow to the genital area. It's also important to note that regular exercise and a healthy diet play a significant role in maintaining a strong, healthy sexual life. Engaging in cardiovascular activities, such as walking, swimming, or cycling, can improve circulation, which is vital for sexual arousal and function. Additionally, maintaining a healthy weight and eating a balanced diet can ensure that the body remains in good condition to enjoy a fulfilling sex life. Alternative therapies such as acupuncture and herbal remedies may also offer potential benefits for those who prefer more natural approaches to managing sexual health. However, it's important to consult with a healthcare professional before pursuing any new treatments or therapies to ensure that they are safe and effective. The role of emotional and mental health in sexual well-being. It is equally important to recognize the relationship between emotional and mental health and sexual well-being. Sexual intimacy is not only about physical connection, it is deeply intertwined with emotional closeness and psychological satisfaction. When individuals experience stress, depression, anxiety, or other mental health challenges, their libido and sexual desires may decrease. This can create a vicious cycle, as a lack of sexual intimacy can further exacerbate feelings of sadness, loneliness, or disconnection. Maintaining a healthy mental state is crucial for maintaining sexual vitality, especially as we age. Practicing mindfulness, stress reduction techniques, and engaging in activities that promote mental wellness can help individuals maintain their emotional health and in turn improve their sexual well-being. By taking care of one's mental health, individuals not only enhance their own lives, but also foster deeper and more meaningful connections with their partners. The importance of self-acceptance and self-love. As we age, It is vital to practice self-acceptance and self-love. Often, individuals become preoccupied with societal expectations and the idea that their bodies must conform to a certain standard in order to be deemed attractive or desirable. This belief can undermine their self-esteem and cause unnecessary shame about their sexual desires. However, sexual health is not about adhering to societal norms or physical appearances. It is about embracing and honoring one's body, desires, and emotional needs. Self-acceptance involves recognizing that, regardless of age, we are all worthy of love, intimacy, and pleasure. Embracing one's sexuality as a natural and vital part of who we are can foster a sense of empowerment and self-worth. It's important to remember that intimacy and pleasure are not just physical acts, but expressions of connection, affection, and joy. No matter your age, you deserve to experience these aspects of life fully and without hesitation. The importance of embracing your sexuality. While the idea of remaining sexually active later in life may seem like a challenge for some, the key is not to simply remain active, but to embrace sexuality in a way that suits your evolving body and desires. With age, the body naturally undergoes changes that affect sexual health. For instance, hormone levels fluctuate, and physical conditions such as arthritis, menopause, or erectile dysfunction can alter the way sex is experienced. However, these changes do not mean that your capacity for pleasure, intimacy, or joy should be diminished. It is simply a matter of adapting and finding new ways to nurture your sexual health. A common barrier to maintaining a healthy sexual life as you age is the societal stigma surrounding older adults and sexuality. Many people feel self-conscious about having sexual desires later in life, as society often places an undue emphasis on youthfulness as the ideal time for sexual activity. This can lead to guilt, embarrassment, and feelings of shame about natural desires and needs. If left unchecked, these feelings can result in emotional suppression, creating a disconnect between individuals and their partners, or even leading to diminished self-worth. On the opposite end of the spectrum, some individuals might indulge in unhealthy sexual habits, such as excessive masturbation, in an attempt to cope with deeper emotional pain or frustration. Masturbation is a natural and healthy part of human sexuality, regardless of age, and can offer physical and emotional release, relaxation, and pleasure. However, when it becomes a way to escape loneliness, stress, or unresolved emotional issues, it can signal an imbalance. Excessive masturbation or using it to avoid dealing with deeper emotions can cause physical discomfort, emotional disconnection, and can even exacerbate feelings of loneliness and isolation. In this case, the need for balance becomes even more crucial. The harmful effects of imbalanced sexuality as we age does not simply disappear, it transforms. The desires and needs you may have had in your younger years might change, but your capacity for intimacy, connection, and pleasure remains. Ignoring or denying these desires can cause significant harm. Emotionally, the suppression of sexual needs can lead to feelings of isolation, depression, and a sense of living in a diminished state. Similarly, indulging in excessive or unhealthy sexual habits can be detrimental to your well-being. It might provide temporary relief from stress or loneliness, but it fails to address the root causes of these emotions. Over time, this can create an unhealthy relationship with your own sexuality, where it becomes a coping mechanism for deeper emotional issues rather than an enjoyable and meaningful aspect of life. Striking a balance between embracing your sexuality and maintaining healthy, respectful boundaries is crucial for emotional fulfillment and well-being. Finding the balance. Embrace, but don't overindulge. The key to maintaining a healthy and fulfilling sexual life as you age lies in finding balance. This means embracing your sexuality and acknowledging your desires without allowing them to dominate or control you. Understanding that sexuality is a natural, evolving part of life can help reduce feelings of guilt or shame. By acknowledging that your body and mind continue to crave pleasure and connection, you can approach your sexual life with confidence and self-respect. Moderation is essential. Masturbation, as mentioned, is a completely normal and healthy part of human life. It can offer a sense of release and relaxation, particularly as you age. However, just as with any activity, moderation is key. Excessive masturbation can lead to physical irritation or discomfort, and on a deeper emotional level, it can sometimes be used to mask feelings of loneliness, frustration, or unresolved emotions. If you find yourself using masturbation as an escape from life's stresses, it may be a signal to examine your emotional state and seek healthier ways of coping. Addressing emotional and psychological health. Understanding the emotional roots of sexual behavior is equally important. Often, when sexual habits begin to veer into excess, it's not about the act itself but what it signifies, emotional avoidance or a failure to address deeper issues. If you are feeling disconnected, lonely, or overwhelmed, using sexual habits as a way to numb or distract from these feelings can be counterproductive. Instead, it is important to seek outlets that offer lasting emotional fulfillment and growth. One way to do this is by investing in other forms of connection, engaging in deeper conversations with loved ones, seeking out professional therapy to address feelings of loneliness or anxiety, or taking up new hobbies and activities that bring you joy. By channeling your energy into fulfilling, nourishing experiences, you will find that your emotional and sexual health become more harmonious. These outlets not only improve your overall well-being, but can also enhance your relationship with yourself and others. Sexual health and the power of communication. Another vital aspect of maintaining a healthy sexual life as you age is open communication, especially with your partner. Many people avoid talking about sex due to embarrassment, fear, or uncertainty about how the other person might react. However, honesty and openness are key to nurturing a fulfilling sexual relationship. If you are experiencing changes in your sexual desires, arousal, or physical sensations, talking about them with your partner can foster understanding, intimacy, and connection. It is also important to remember that your partner may be going through similar changes or emotions. By discussing your needs and desires together, you can explore new ways to connect, both physically and emotionally. If you find that physical intimacy is becoming more difficult, consider exploring non-sexual forms of affection, such as cuddling, kissing, or gentle touch, which can help maintain a sense of closeness and connection. The role of mental health in sexuality. Your mental health plays an incredibly important role in how you experience and engage with sexuality. When we experience depression, anxiety, or high levels of stress, it can lead to a decreased libido or difficulty enjoying sexual activity. Taking care of your mental well-being is just as important as caring for your physical health. Engaging in activities that reduce stress, such as mindfulness practices, meditation, or exercise, can significantly improve your sexual health by alleviating emotional barriers to intimacy. Therapeutic options, such as counseling or cognitive behavioral therapy, can also help address any underlying emotional issues that might be affecting your sexual well-being. These therapies can support individuals in overcoming feelings of guilt, shame, or fear associated with their desires. Mental health support allows individuals to regain a sense of control over their lives, including their sexuality. Embracing a lifelong journey of sexual well-being. There is no age limit on pleasure, and sexual desire should not be restricted to youth. The idea that only young people can enjoy or deserve a fulfilling sexual life is a myth. A balanced, satisfying sexual life can be maintained well into your later years, contributing to your overall happiness, emotional health, and physical vitality. The key is to approach your sexuality with care, respect, and confidence, understanding that it is a lifelong journey of discovery and joy. Sexual well-being is not about living up to someone else's expectations or following outdated societal norms. It is about finding what works for you, honoring your body, your desires, and your needs. Whether it's engaging in intimacy with a partner or exploring your own personal pleasure, what matters most is that you feel empowered and connected to your sexuality without shame or guilt. Your sexual well-being is a vital aspect of your quality of life, and it deserves to be nurtured with love, respect, and joy.